off season. We're still like 3 months away from actual football. It's dog days right now. But when you close your eyes, you just imagine Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes slinging it way downfield and a receiver making a ridiculous catch that you didn't even think was physically possible. Like, that's the stuff that gets me excited about the sport being still kind of far away, but at least we're sub 100 days. It's like not totally out of reach. Like, that's the stuff that's getting me amped up right now. This thread from James Foster, No Flags Film, he's breaking down just big throws, just big game throws, which is what, first of all, what we love and what we miss the most. If you're thinking like,
I love looking at this stuff, John, too, because you see the 41, 5.6% of his throws were considered big time throws, which, I'm not sure exactly the metric that this guy used to make it, but I'm assuming third down, red zone, fourth down, 25 or more yard throws. Like, I'm assuming that's all put into considered big time. But I think it's a really cool stat to look at because it shows you, like, how do quarterbacks play in the biggest moments?
Right.
When you have to have it, what kind of things can they do? Right. And I think Josh Allen today, we're going to start with Josh Allen and Mahomes, but we're going to try to do, a majority of these quarterbacks and see how they did. Because some obviously a lot better than others.
Yeah. What speed would you prefer to watch this at? Just full speed in general, or should I?
Yeah, probably. I'd say probably half speed or 0.75, and just kind of just let it play and kind of talk through it.
Yeah.
We got against the Chiefs. It's some of the little things, like a hesitation move while scrambling, and then, ball placement. Like, Josh Allen ball placement on the run is as good as anybody.
It's ridiculous.
That's all arm. That's all arm. Like, he doesn't even
right. He's not stepping into that in a way that really is adding too much behind it.
Love the active feet here, stepping into it. This is the one that was dropped by Diggs. Pretty much the last. The last thing Bills fans will remember with Diggs in that uniform. That's so such brutal. A perfectly placed throw, from that angle too, right? A lot of people never have seen that. Another playoff throw here. Just love it. Sheesh. Just right on the money, Dalton Kincaid. Off his back foot, falling away. Perfectly placed. This one, of course, he comes down with.
Yeah,
this was a must. This was a must-win game for them, right, to get the 2 seed. It was this or the 6 seed, I believe. Mm-hmm. Winner of this game was going to get the 2 seed.
That was such a wacky situation.
It just kind of opens your eyes too, right? That was Cook dropping a touchdown, like it just a perfect throw. Gives you a little perspective too on quarterbacks, and you look at like completion percentage and stuff like that. Like there's hidden things like that people forget about. Just perfect on the money, pump fake, whole shot throw. I love that, you notice how easy Josh Allen makes like these throws look. Like they look effortless. Guy's just got one of the most talented arms. His feet are never not moving. He can throw from so many different platforms. Keeps his eyes downfield whenever he's scrambling.
Ridiculous. That is just, the scrambling
on the run.
Yeah, I got to rewatch that.
Just manipulating,
he's reacting to so much pressure. Look at this. Like, the D-line's doing a bang-up job here. You have pressure coming from the edge, you have pressure coming from the inside, and you have pressure coming from the opposite edge. Like, legit pressure. Like, this guy's almost home. This guy's doing the right thing, and this guy's doing the right thing. And his ability to just evade all of that, get downfield, and then throw a 60-yard touchdown pass is ridiculous. So sick.
And notice these aren't just like he's putting the big time throws. Like a lot of these are incompletions. Like he's just showing his big time throws.
Right.
Like this isn't necessarily just his best throws. Like this is just like gotta have it big time throw moments. It's not just his best throws. This probably is the best one of the year. This was on Aliens of the Week.
So ridiculous.
And then just to fumble the ball.
How do you fumble that? Oh man.
Just makes you appreciate the position, man, from this camera view. I mean,
brutal. Man, Cook is. I understand he's a running back, but it's tough watching some of these. Just how perfect some of the placement is on them. I don't know. How do you feel about Cook as far as fantasy goes? Just moderately changing subjects a little bit.
Don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't love any Bills running back. They don't utilize them.
Right.
Josh Allen takes all the red zone points. Josh Allen's going to take a lot of rushing attempts away from him. I really don't like taking a Bills running back unless you absolutely have to. Sits the receiver down. I mean,
great feet there.
He made those Kelly Greens look like shit, dude.
Another one where you're getting a whole lot of white in the uniform and it looks sick. Like you can't even deny it. But
he's gonna miss Diggs, man. I know they got Keon Coleman, but
oh man, their receiving core is gonna need some love. That's for sure. I mean, the nice part is they have two solid tight ends. With the way that the Bills play football, I think like you can get away with that. But there's going to be some growing pains this year. But luckily, you have a guy like Josh Allen that is going to get more out of his players than the average quarterback will.
I mean, that's absolutely true. He's going to make everybody around him better. But I look at just how he manipulates defenders that are down the field.
Yeah.
Like as he scrambles, he's looking and turning his body, shoulders, hips to make defenders bite on other routes, to open up throws behind it. I mean, you can see what he's doing there.
Right.
Freezing that linebacker, just holding him there, thinking that someone's coming to that zone, and then he throws the dig route behind it. And he's so much more athletic than people think.
Him and Mahomes both have pretty, prominent dad bods, and they're
they can
athletic
move.
and as fast as you could ever imagine. Yeah. So
terrible drop. Love the Bills Reds.
You see, I hate the color red, so I'm not big on these, honestly.
That is so gross. Did you see that throw?
Let's back it up. Brutal drop.
This throw is just, you're not supposed to be able to do this.
Insane.
I mean, that's.
You like these Reds, truly?
I like the Reds. It fits what they are, dude. The Bills, they got that red in their color scheme.
Yeah, there's just too many red, white, and blue teams.
I like it better than the Patriots throwback Reds.
Definitely.
Yeah, Miami just blitzed the crap out of him. He just ripped him apart.
For real.
He just made him pay every single time. I mean, look at they're just bringing pressure, and he's just making him pay. Diggs had that hot start to the season. People forget.
Yeah.
Like first 6-7 games, he was one of the top receivers in the league.
There must have been some legitimate interpersonal issues going on.
I mean, you saw the clip of him in the press conference just the other day talking about how Josh is still his guy and all. But I think something had to happen, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Josh, Stephon, or Diggs, and even the front office or whatever, but something was going on there for sure.
I just hope that they can replace his production somehow.
They'll find a way. I mean, all great, like I said, great quarterbacks figure it out. Yeah, letting Davis go too is crazy.
Gabe Davis was only as good as he was, though, because of Diggs.
Yeah. Well, like I said, great quarterbacks figure it out. Mahomes figured it out. Pretty much changed his entire play style in accordance with his receiving core, and it still worked out. We're about to cover next, too.
Yeah, like Gabe Davis is one of those number 2 receivers that played like a number 1 because of his situation.
Right.
Like that's what JMO's got to learn how to do.
Right.
Take advantage of the fact that you have a true number one receiver that everyone respects as your number one receiver and make the most of it. You're not going to get the toughest cover guy on you most of the time. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Davis is going to do in Jacksonville with their entire situation. But
so go back to the tweet here for Mahomes, John. So Josh Allen had 41 big time throws. Mahomes here has 39 big time throws. 4.61% of his throws were considered big time throws. So pretty similar.
Now
obviously,
with
Josh
Mahomes,
Allen was asked to do a little bit more.
I was gonna say, like, this year of the Chiefs' offense was totally dictated by a complete makeover in how they run their offense. I mean, the big play, bombs downfield, like whatever, like kind of format that they had with Tyreek, like that kind of shifted over the past couple of years, and like Reed found a way to adjust the offense to make it successful. And, I watched a big thing too recently, just about how this is mostly a defensive adjustment thing, right? It's like the middle of the field is significantly more open than it used to be, because people are trying to protect the deep ball more. But Mahomes still does ridiculous shit like this.
People forget. And this is in the Super Bowl, and it goes unnoticed because of everything else that happened. But that was
right.
Back shoulder, great chemistry, him and Kelsey. I mean, the only way that throw happens is thousands of reps, just him and Kelsey, under the lights, just practicing by themselves. Like that's how that back shoulder throw happens. I don't know what it is, man, but like the playoffs, Mahomes and Kelsey, they just reach a new level.
Yep.
Perfectly thrown over their shoulder. On just their ability, I'm telling you, like when you watch from this end zone clip of him and Josh Allen, like we just watched, the similarities of how they move and manipulate.
Right.
There's really
how much should we be concerned for a three-peat, Mark? Because I'm legitimately concerned, and almost in an annoying way.
Always concerned when it's this dude taking the snaps, and when it's Andy Reid creating offensive game plans. Always have to be concerned. I mean, they're not even close to the most talented offense. Right. It's not even. They're not even in, I would say, the top 8.
Their entire season, this past season, was literally the definition of it was just drops. Like for the first half of the season.
They have maybe a top 15 running back. They have maybe a top 25 receiving core.
And it might be harder this year. It might be. I mean, Rice might not play half of the season. We don't know what's going to happen with that.
But they have Xavier Worthy that's going to spice things up for him.
100%. But he's a rookie, so it's going to be weird.
John, they will find a way to be in the mix, and if you give Mahomes the ball with a chance to win big games, I mean, are you watching what I'm watching?
It's insane.
That's a running back making that catch. Like it's just. The stuff that they do and they get away with. I'll tell you what, MVS has drought problems and has for a long time. It's not just like people only talk about the ones that like end up costing them games at the end. That is
disgusting.
I mean, that is
I'm gonna
across the field.
We should watch
that is so again. Gross. You're not ever supposed to do this. This is one of those throws where the coaches are like, oh no, like while he's doing it, and then completes the ball. You should never do this, ever, quarterbacks. Never throw across the middle of the field. You got to be so confident to even choose to throw that ball.
Right.
No-look pass. Another no-look pass. That was on Aliens. It's so gross. The placement is just...
The traffic he throws it into there.
I mean, and it's so funny because they took hate and criticism like all year. And he was doing stuff like this. Like we're watching throws that he made in the regular season. That's the drop everyone's going to talk about.
It's so bad.
Eagles game. Perfectly placed throw. God. You see the torque he has when he releases the ball. Like you can see it all from his midsection. It's all from his, like another drop. That's a catchable ball. Tough catch, but catchable ball.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
I mean, John.
Big time throw. This is a big time scramble. Like, it's disgusting.
But look what it's doing to this. Look what it's doing to the secondary.
It's
like,
so
how
crazy.
do you think these guys end up so wide open? I mean, a drop, touchdown drop.
So many of those.
You think about if these drops weren't happening, like what would his completion percentage be? Because he was still in the high 60s.
Right. So probably one of the most frustrating years he's had to play, and still ends up a Super Bowl
visibly frustrating. And then they still end up with a ring on their finger.
So ridiculous.
Back shoulder. Kelsey had drop problems this year. Like many big time moments, Kelsey dropped the ball. Not in the playoffs, but
right. He was dealing with injury all season, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Also, not to mention, on top of all of this, their offensive line's not that good. And they might be
they're average
at best, honestly. They're average because refs keep flags in their pockets more often. I mean, seriously, like there are so many times where the tackles just totally blow their assignment right off the get-go with the ball.
Look at Kelsey and pass pro there, allowing that to happen. You don't see that too often.
Oh man.
I mean, he throws this ball. Look where the receiver is when he throws it. Didn't even break out of the top of his route yet.
Yeah, the anticipation there is so ridiculous. Insane.
Anticipation, the touch he puts on everything. That is so gross. Just manipulating guys, man. Look one way, throw the other way. The no-look pass has become like a problem. Everyone's doing it. You see a mini camp, everyone's doing it.
You can get away with it, dude.
I mean, it's just for show. It's just for show at this point. A lot of these, that was to like maybe potentially win the game, by the way. And that's another drop.
Oh, yeah.
Another one across his body that you should never throw. And a look at the Lions secondary, like clueless.
You gonna miss Cam Sutton, buddy?
Not at all. Not at all.
Did you see he re-signed with the Steelers?
I mean, he'll probably go there and be a Pro Bowler.
Probably. Who knows? Honestly. Well, I'm feeling pretty good about our secondary moving forward here, though. For those that made it through the whole episode, we really appreciate it. Like I said, we're middle of the off season here, but hopefully we brought some entertaining content to you guys. And hey, we're about 3 weeks out from doing our divisional previews, which are a lot of fun. We got fantasy football to cover about 3-4 weeks after that, and then it is truly like training camp, preseason time, and things will start coming together. So appreciate everybody bearing with us, and hopefully the off season's treating you well. You're playing some golf. Hanging out at the pool, drinking some beers.
Enjoy it while you have it.
All that good stuff.
Enjoy it while you have it. Football's it's coming back.
Oh, it's
coming back
very,
in a big way.
Very, very close. All right. We'll see everybody later. Thanks again for watching. See you next week. Peace.